Alright, what's going on, guys? So like I said, I wanted to reiterate what I went over the previous video, and basically show you guys how to go about being able to capture your stream for your gameplay and audio from your gaming PC to your stream PC using an Elgato hd60s without any type of degradation from your Elgato hd60s, basically, not being able to allow you to stream at 1080 or 1440p 60 hertz or 4K 60 hertz, whatever the source is. Basically, the Elgato hd60s will downscale it to 1080p 60 hertz. Now, this is going to be a long video, so I hope you guys stick with me. I might repeat myself, so just bear with me. But like I said, I will be very detailed in how I go about doing this and how I set it up. So the person that contacted me wanted me to go top to bottom from beginning to finish with how to set this up. So you're gonna, on your stream PC, you're gonna download Streamlabs. Okay, you're gonna go ahead and get all that set up. In order to be able to, once you hook up your Elgato hd60s, you're going to run an HDMI from your graphics card on the gaming PC to your Elgato hd60s, hook the Elgato hd60s to USB, and you should be able to then, in that case, then download the Elgato software. Once you do all that and you're all set up, you're going to go into sources here, you're going to add a source, go to video capture device, click add source. In my case, it would already be here, so you'll see it there. But if you were adding a new source, you're gonna click add new source, and it'll typically pull up like a camera or something else that's not like a source already. You would go into device here, and then you would click on Elgato Game Capture HD or something along those lines. And select that, and then click done. In my case, like I said, it's already set up, so I'm not going to go about doing that. I'm going to remove this source because it's going to be showing up over the top of my other sources right now. We're going to, come on. Alright, so like I said, once you do all that, it'll show up as a source. And me, like I said, I renamed it Elgato hd60s. You can see it's fit to the screen here, so that it is able to capture everything. So what it'll do then on your gaming PC is you go over to display settings, and you'll see that you'll be able to have like extra monitors and stuff like that. One of which, if you click identify, will identify the Elgato hd60s as a source. So if you do a pass-through to a different monitor, for instance, you'll see up top there, that's the pass-through monitor on my Elgato. It'll show source 2, right? So in Elgato software, they're going to tell you to go about cloning whatever your main monitor is and your Elgato hd60s. Do not do that if you want to do this workaround, okay? I'm going to tell you how to go about doing this, so that you don't do that and you don't get any degradation as far as you're not being able to game at your monitor's capabilities. So in my case, 1440p 144 hertz. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out real quick and remove this. All right, so like I said, once you get it all set up, you'll see it all set up like this. You've already set it up on your stream PC. This is done and good to go. What you're going to do next is you're going to go on to your gaming PC. You're going to download OBS. Okay, this is the first program you're going to need. You are going to need 2 programs. You're going to download OBS. You're going to click on sources. You're going to add display capture. Click OK. And it should typically automatically click on whatever your main PC screen is. You're going to resize it to fit into that 1080p screen section here, and then what you're going to do is you're going to do a capture. You're going to go down to full screen projector source. Alright, And this is what I showed you guys in the last video. So you're going to go to full screen projector source. And for me, the Elgato hd60s, for whatever reason, is on display 3. So you're going to click on that. And then what you'll see happened in the meantime while we were doing that is whatever's here. Did I not click it right? Hold on. Why are you not working? Work there. Work here. Oh, because it froze. See, this is the problem with Streamlabs, is once you try to enable a different source for whatever reason, you have to go back in and reset the source. So when I did that, tried showing you how to set up the source, it bugged out my previous source that I had set up. So again, now we're rebooting Streamlabs real quick. What it should be showing on the screen as soon as it boots up. As you see now, the Elgato is capturing my main screen. So anything that goes on this screen is now going to be captured onto the Elgato. Now again, I'm going to show you that one more time. So you're going to go down to full screen projector source right here. Alright, go down to whatever your Elgato screen is. And this you might have to click around if you have multiple monitors like I do, and just kind of figure it out. Like I said, it's really not that difficult to figure out. You know, all you have to do is go down to wherever your Elgato is, close this out for instance. Alright, you'll see that it goes back to normal. Now I'm on my main PC right now, and I'm just going to show you when it pops up. So clicked on that source and boom, it's there. Alright, nice and easy, quick, you know, and you'll be able to capture from your game. And like I said, you're still at 1440p, 144 hertz on your gaming monitor. Over here, this is now capturing at 1080p, 60 hertz, and you're just basically giving a what the heck is it, like a projection of whatever's on OBS. Okay, so it will you know, kind of hit the CPU a little bit, but it's not going to be as, you know, taxing as if you were streaming from the gaming PC itself. Alright, so let's continue on. So the next program I'm going to show you, this one is, you know, one of the ones that has a lot of videos on YouTube. There's a lot of information on it, and like I said, I wanted to go over this because somebody was asking me, how do you get your audio sources? How do I get my microphone? How do I get my headset audio to show up on my Elgato? I'm using a program called VoiceMeeter Banana. Alright, I'm going to just zoom in on that website right there. Alright, I'll leave it there for a couple seconds while I talk to you guys. You're going to go to this website. Alright, make sure it has that little lock on the top left. If it does not, then you are not on an HTTPS, and it has to be an S in order to be secure. You are not on a safe source if you are not, don't see that lock up top. Alright, there is a fake one, and you will get viruses. This is the real one. Alright, make sure you download it. If you're going to download it from here, you make sure you download the VoiceMeeter Banana. Make sure you click on the Banana tab. Alright, you will have the same source that I have. Okay, next you're going to go down to here and you're going to click install the exe file. Don't do the zip package, it's a pain in the ass, and it didn't work properly. So install it from here, and it's going to be version 2.0.4.4. You know, this was updated as of November 2018. There hasn't been an update since, not that I'm aware of at least. Alright, so we're going to minimize that real quick, and then once you download and install it, it's going to show up like this. You're not going to have all these audio sources like I have, but you're going to see basically a blank canvas. And what I'm saying by that is that these input sources will be blank, these output sources will be blank, none of these will be selected, and none of these audio bars will be selected either. These are how I have everything set up. If you want to mimic this, you can. It's up to you, you know, but like I said, I want to show you guys one thing so that, you know, at a time, so that you don't get confused. So on my computer, I have multiple microphones. So I have a Blue Yeti right above me here. I have a Snowball, and I also have, my headset audio and stuff like that. And I also have on my Astro 50s, I have a microphone on that as well. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways of setting things up, and we're going to go through it one thing at a time. So what you want to do is you want to select whatever your microphone source is. So for me, like I said, I have two sources. You don't have to use both of them, but you can select both of them if you do have two. So what I'm going to select here is WDM microphone, Yeti microphone, so that would select my Yeti. And then you're going to go over to here and you're going to select whatever your other microphone is. You can, even make it input 2 if it makes it easier for you. I just set it up this way so I don't accidentally, activate one or the other, and then I get like a weird echoing effect. So again, you're going to click on that and set that source up. And as you start talking, you should start seeing these voice meters moving. Like I said, it's not going to pass through anything just yet, but you should be able to see those moving. If you tap on the microphone, for instance, you can see that one's maxed out. And I'm tapping on my other microphone right now, and you can see that it's picking up that audio as well. Another thing you want to do is be able to capture your game audio, right? And if you're using like a Discord chat or TeamSpeak or so on and so forth, you want to be able to hear whoever's talking to you. Okay, so basically you want to be able to hear everything that's going on in your computer put out to your stream. And the way you do that is you'll click on another input source. Okay, and for me, like I said, I use my Astros when I'm gaming. I can change this to my Corsair headset as well. You change the source with whatever you're using. Like I said, it works primarily with my Astro 50s. And that's usually the headset that I'm using the most. So I use that source in order to be able to put out my game audio. And the way I test it and make sure that that's working is, I'm going to stop talking in a second, but I'm going to hit, you'll see it'll stop moving in a second. And the only reason it's still moving is that it's picking up the microphone in the background here. But if I turn off the mic, yeah, it's still picking up something in the background. Oh, it's picking up the game audio from Blackout right now. So what it'll do is it'll pick up the audio from your whatever game you're running. Right now I'm using Spotify, and you can see if I turn up Spotify, it'll get louder. Alright, just be careful, because if you have it turned, this meter, the gain turned up all the way, it will pull out the eardrums of any headphone users. It does get very loud. So you can see I turned this down a little bit, and my microphone audio is turned up on both sources. My Yeti is substantially louder, so I've played with the gain a little bit, whereas my Snowball is a little bit quieter because it's further away from me, and it's also on a different type of angle, so I don't have any type of gate set up to keep it from not hearing my voice. With that said, then you're going to go into your hardware output. Okay, so in my case, like I said, I have two headsets, and then I also want to put out the game audio to whatever source I need to use, which is in this case the Elgato hd60s. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and you're going to click on this here. Alright, so you can see I selected, so for A1, like I said, I selected my Corsair headset. Now, some headsets are going to be different than others. If you do hear a loud buzzing noise coming from the one headset or from your source headset, change it around, because they're typically you want to use WDM as your audio source, but for whatever reason the Corsair headset has to use this MME, and it just comes through clear. I did notice with the other source it does come through kind of buzzy. I'm sorry if that just faded out. It was just telling me that my phone's dying, and I am recording this on my iPhone, so just bear with me a second. I'm going to plug it in. But like I said, you want to select A1. I'm going to go back, zoom out a little bit. Alright, so you select A1, you're going to go down to MME, select the headphone or the headset, and go back. Then you're going to click on your next source, and say you want to set up your Elgato. You click on WDM, Elgato, NVIDIA, HD drivers, or this Elgato one here. You're going to click on that and use source 2. Now source 3 is obviously, in my case, going to be my Astros. You want it set to earphone. For whatever reason, it just comes through clearer on earphone than it does headphone. And this one will also allow for you to use the 7.1 Dolby that comes on that headset. So long and the short of it, now you have your output set up. So in order to be able to put the input and output to use, you're going to have to go down here to sounds, click on sounds, and you're going to have to pull this up here. Alright, after you've installed VoiceMeeter Banana, you're going to have to go into your playback settings, scroll down till you see these two. You want to select VoiceMeeter output, or input rather, and set that as your default device. Click OK. Or don't click OK just yet. You want to click apply and then just go into your recording settings. Alright, you're going to scroll down until you see this, and you want to set VoiceMeeter output as your source out. Okay, and click apply, and then you're going to click OK. What that'll do is that'll set those two sources as your input and output, and this way your audio will be coming from this program. You have to leave this program open while you game and while you do whatever you're going to be doing. Otherwise, you will have no audio and you will have no microphone being picked up. So, with that all said, now you're ready to set up your tabs. So, like I said before, we set up your Elgato, right? So your Elgato is now going to be, you want the audio sent to your Elgato. In order to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to click on A2 on both of these two tabs, whatever microphone source you're going to use. Like I said, I have this one. I'm not using that one currently for my Elgato. I'm just using these two sources. So, like I said, you're going to use A2, which is where I have my Elgato set to. And you're going to try to pass that through to there. So you're going to hit Elgato A2, you're going to activate it, you're going to activate A2 here, alright? And then over here, you'll see there's three sources, or I have three sources selected. So what that does is, on my output to my headset, I will be able to hear everything. So I will be able to hear game audio, I'll be able to hear game input, and so on and so forth through those sources. So you want to activate on this. This is where your game input and output is going to be processed, and you want to activate all three. If you turn them off, you'll see these 3 meters are going to go down in a second. Actually, alright, you see how these 2 faders just went down. For whatever reason, I guess it's because I have it set up like that. It's still going to record audio for whatever reason, but long and the short of it, you want to have all 3 of those activated. Okay. Like I said, I have the fader gain set up all the way, on these sources, my microphone sources, and this one I turned down a little bit so that you can hear my voice over the gameplay. You don't have to mess with the treble. I don't know why that is like that. Probably because I accidentally clicked on it one time. The other thing I would do is I'd turn up these just a little bit. Again, these are going to be your game audios out to your headphones. So, play with it as you need to with your headset. Like I said, this is going to be my Corsair headset. This is going to be my Astros. One thing I will tell you to use is for your audio output to your headset. Make sure you click on this tab here until you get to stereo repeat. And what that'll do is you'll see, like, as I'm clicking through all these sources, it was like you'll see like it turns off certain spectrums of the sound to your headset. And some of these sound settings aren't compatible with the certain headsets that you have. So, like I said, I use stereo repeat that opens up all the ports so that everything's coming through and you don't miss out on even a tiny little sound cue. Works really well. Again, the microphone, you can leave this as normal, or the output to your Elgato. If you want to, you can open up all the sources and do it again. I might actually leave it like that just to see how that works out for me. But once you set all this up and everything is exactly the way I have it here and the way that I just explained to you how to go and setting it up, also make sure that this is all selected. If it's not, you won't be able to use those sources, and you'll see it won't record any audio. So now we're back over here to your stream PC, and the way you can check and see if this is actually working properly is you can scroll down to wherever you set up that source for your Elgato. Alright, and you can see my Elgato hd60s right there in the corner is now picking up game audio. If it's not picking up game audio, first, okay, reboot Streamlabs. Okay, you saw prior where I accidentally set up a second source, it knocked out the capture to my previous capture that I had going on with the Elgato. It does happen where sometimes it just bugs out and you just have to reset it. The other thing too is it sometimes won't pick up the audio. If that's the case, like I said, reset Streamlabs first, okay? If it's still not picking up audio, okay, the other thing you could do too is reboot VoiceMeeter Banana. And you'll see that the Elgato, now that I've closed out VoiceMeeter Banana, is now picking up nothing. There's no audio going to it. Now if I reboot VoiceMeeter Banana, it takes a second or two, but as soon as it comes back up, there you go. Elgato hd60s is now capturing audio again. Like I said, I hope this helped you guys out. Again, you should be at this point now be able to set your game settings to 1440p, 144 hertz, 4K, 60 hertz, or if you just bought one of those new $900 monitors, you should be able to game at 4K, 144 hertz. I don't even think there's a graphics card on the market that can handle that yet, but like I said, you should be good to go at this point. If you have any further questions, please feel free to drop me a comment. I get back to you guys usually pretty quickly because I have this my YouTube set up to my phone. So as soon as I get the notification, I'll get back to you. I'm usually very quick and responsive. And I hope this helped. The only thing I can do is make you guys another video and another explanation if it's any further problem for you guys. But like I said, you should be good and set to go if you set it up the way that I just showed you how to do it. And like I said, if you want to close out this source, all you have to do is scroll down to the Elgato and right click and click close. And you'll see it closed it out on Streamlabs. So when I come back up to my main monitor, or you can even just close out OBS and it should shut it down. Again, if you have questions, feel free to ask me. I will get back to you very quickly, and I hope this helps everybody out. All right, have a good one.